Today, I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't like Joe Rogan. And it's going to be hard for me because I'm not going to lean into the drama. I'm not going to lean into, playing up the faults in me so you laugh. I'm not going to lean into any of that. I want to be honest with you. I loathe the internet mostly because it's just a place where we constantly fight and, the powers that be use that to their advantage to divide us and we never get anywhere. I think the internet has hurt society in a way that we can never recover, as long as the good stuff. But today, I just don't want to play any of those internet games because I don't want you to think of, oh, I don't like Joe Rogan. Oh, I like Joe Rogan. We're going to take sides and fight each other. I think if you listen to me for the next little bit here, I think you might relate. I think you might understand. And I think maybe if we could understand each other, if we could understand each other and maybe find some common ground, maybe some of the problems in life that plague our society could be a little better. Now, before I get into something, I just want to say, I know what it is like to like Joe Rogan. I was a fan for years and years. Keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to take you back to my childhood because it's a moment in time where I developed a belief or something to fight for, or just a line in the sand that's a line in the sand for me. Now, I don't want sympathy. I don't want any of that. I hate that whole, everybody's got to be a victim and has a story that we all got to cry over shit. I hate it. We all have a story. Now, I'm going to take you back. I was 9 years old. I had a dad that was not very nice. I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. And on this particular day, I did whatever it is that made my dad mad. He was mad every day. You're in the house. Everybody's walking on eggshells in the house, just waiting for the fucking shoe to drop. My dad grabbed me. That was his usually gig. And I flinched, and I was bracing for impact, right? What the fuck you doing, boy? You know that sound? You fucking idiot. Just, how he gets at you, just digs at you, wants to degrade you. And he didn't hit me, which was surprising. But I was also shocked, it's like, when you get hit, you just take it and it's over with until the next time, right? But this time it was kind of weird, oh man, okay, that's kind of nice, but then what the fuck is coming, if he didn't hit me now, he's gonna hit me later. He don't never let that shit go, right? Whatever makes him mad. So my dad decided to take it up a whole nother level with psychological torture. Beyond the usual, just you're a shit human being. And right outside the front door of the apartment, we had this storage closet. And it was probably 10 by 5, maybe 8. I don't know the dimensions, but it wasn't very long and it wasn't very wide. But it was a makeshift wood shop tool thing for my dad. And he had a real high chair out there in there. And he said, go sit in that chair there. So my dad comes in 5 minutes later and he takes a piece of wood and he starts carving, on the wood bench, whatever the fuck's going on. I'm looking at what? I don't say nothing because you don't say nothing. You don't want him to get more mad. And he looks at me and he's like, I'm making a paddle. You're going to watch me design this paddle. And I remember sitting there the fuck? I'm sitting here with also the anticipation of you beating me. I'm sitting here watching you make the thing you're going to beat me with, anticipating the beating at the same time. And I couldn't understand how a human could be so cruel to torture somebody psychologically, and then you're going to go torture them and beat them. I couldn't understand how, even at that age, how you could do that to somebody. How you could be so cruel to make your future victim. I mean, I was a victim fucking the day I was born to that guy. That guy fucking tore my ass from the moment I fucking came on this earth. I have sisters, younger sisters. I haven't seen him in 20 years. I can't imagine what the fuck they're going through. And I remember back then, whatever this is, I don't fucking want it. I don't want no fucking part of it. That's evil. And I know we live in a world where we can side with the religion's values, we can side with the culture's values, we can side with the country's values, we can side with our friends group's values or our family's values. But that wasn't a fucking value. That was evil. And in that moment, that was not going to be a part of my life. Now, I'm not saying that from that moment on, I grew up. I made mistakes. I hurt other people. We will the rest of our lives. The thing that we have forgotten with this whole internet shit is that we're all human. And the thing that Joe forgot is that he's human too. Now let's go forward. Now I went through life, boom. What the fuck? Just like confused. I was insecure. I got bullied because my home life was such a mess that I couldn't socialize. I was so awkward. I made a fool out of myself to try and make friends. I struggled because of what happened with my family and the people that were supposed to love me. The people that were supposed to love me. It ruined my life forever. It took a part of me that I could never get back. That anger, wherever that came from with my dad, destroyed a part of me forever. And many of you that lived through the same things, whether it was your mom or your dad or your fucking uncle or your family, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. It destroys a part of you that you can never get back. It shapes your life forever. Everything you do in your adult life comes back to how that made you feel. And so finally, I was an adult. And I thought, this is where I could really make some change. This is where I could really make some change and make a difference in the world. And I bought into it. I bought into everything America tried to sell me. I did the whole patriot thing. Fuck me up more. I did the whole follow your dreams thing. And once you reach success and you accomplish your goals, you're going to be happy. Once you get a little bit of money and this, you're going to be happy. Once you get a home, you're going to be happy. If you go to school and go to grad school, you're going to be happy. If you just work hard enough, at some point, good will shine through and people will live happy. And as I went through my 20s, I saw war. I saw more war. It just seemed as the years went by, America just wasn't content. They were just angry, starting war all over. I saw conflicts and unrest. I drive through the closest city. I live in a forest in the mountains, and I drive into the closest city. The streets look like a Terminator 2 movie, just apocalypse. There's people smoking crack out on the streets publicly. No shame. Prostitution, families that are living next to these people on the street because they can't afford the rent prices. And I keep going through life. And even though I believe that if I do good, if I just, no matter how many times I mess up, no matter how many times I fail, no matter how many times I don't toe the line, or I betray somebody, or I hurt somebody, or I hurt myself, or I betray my own values, whatever it was, if I just learn to overcome those things and I move forward towards this goal that they told us, we could make a difference in the world. I remember early on in my jobs, you know, I saw corruption in jobs. I stood up against it. I lost that job. And you sit at home and you go, well, I thought we had to stand up for right no matter what. I thought when someone was doing something corrupt, screwing other people over, stealing money from the company, I thought we were supposed to stand up. And it left me confused. And it left me ashamed. And it left me feeling like I was wrong. And I didn't understand it until I got in my 30s. All kind of starts to make sense there. You've been an adult long enough to have fucked up, to made a bunch of mistakes, and then to just kind of see how the world really works. Kind of see how the world really works. And how the world works is not how they tell you. Right? And so you find out that lying, cheating, stealing, corruption, war, taking out the competition, destroying people's lives for telling the truth, just that is what runs the world. That is success. You will be successful if you do those things. And then you look at the powers that control our world. They're out of control. They always have been, because they don't answer to nobody. They run the world. And you just find out that either you can join that whole shit, you could participate, you can get your cut, you can move your way up the ladder, or you just keep your fucking mouth shut. Those are your two options. You just go, this is a job, this is just the way it is, and I'm gonna do what I have to do to get the fuck out of here and go find a little peace in my free time. Right? Stay in your own bubble. You all heard it before. The best thing you can do, and you'll come to this, and I said this before, the best thing you can do is affect your circle. You'll always what's the purpose of life? Anybody above the age of 35 will tell you, shit, it ain't what they're telling you. And really, the best that I can figure out is I do good to my circle, and that's it. That's it. My mom has told me that for the past 20 years. And so I grew older and I became disillusioned. In college, I studied, history, and you get a little more understanding. You dig deeper and you just see how this whole rich versus poor narrative has been playing out ever since humans were humaning. Is that it? Humaning? I don't know. And it's always been that. And they use tools like racism, politics, gender, all these things to divide us. If any of that shit really fucking matters, if that any of that shit really matters to us and moving forward as good people, that shit doesn't matter. What matters is they're using that shit to divide us, when really we could push that aside and be like, they fucked with us long enough. Why don't we just try and love each other, care for each other? We don't have to like each other, but why don't we build something together that all of us can use and benefit from so that we all have good lives? Lives, right? Lives. Why can't we do that? But it never happens. We're tribal, we pick sides, and they continue to, just as planned, they're doing exactly what we want them to do. The marionette, you know? And then you come on the internet and that's just amplified. And I get it. We're all so conditioned. The urge. I do it still. I do it less. I'm a little, I got to go through a process, but I do it still. You just want to get in the comment and just like slam dunk on somebody. I mean, even in my videos, sometimes people get annoyed. I say things, right? I mean, you can find tons of flaws in my videos. It's hard not to be that way. And I mean, in the future, I'm going to do more stuff on Rogan, right? Because it's interesting. And honestly, I hope he comes back to redeem himself because I don't want to be completely someone that just writes people off and cancels them. I don't ever have to like Joe Rogan again. He doesn't even have to influence my world anymore. Nothing like that. But we all deserve a chance at redemption. We've forgotten that. We've forgotten that we fuck up too, that we contradict ourselves too, that we make a fool of ourselves on the internet too, that we say stupid shit, that we look stupid sometimes. We've forgotten that. We've all forgotten that. And now we come on the internet and we're all just the fucking arbiters of truth and justice. When we can't even fucking agree on one thing together, how are we all supposed to be the same and believe the same? You know? We've forgotten, man. We have totally forgotten that we could do awesome things together. We could do totally awesome things together. We all aren't going to like each other. We're all not going to accept the cultural values that we have or even like each other's cultures. But that's okay. Because we have a big world with so much land. Especially if you got all the shit from the corporations. But even without it, where we could just go where we like. We could just find people and then, we could all create our little tribes that we like to be in. And then we can exchange with other tribes. Or maybe this tribe has a kick-ass band. And we're going to go kick it with the fellow tribe tonight. And we're all going to hang out together and have a big rockin' fucking concert. And enjoy what that tribe has to offer. But next week, they expect to come over because they want to eat the good food that we make at our tribe. And it all sounds hippie, right? Well, that's just a fucking word for people that don't want to work together with people. People will label you hippie. No, that's not it, man. I'm just tired of getting fucked over and being mean. Now you say, oh man, you ranted about your childhood, all your fucking hippie feelings, whatever, right? What's the point of this? Tell you what the point is. That's how I felt. I felt that if we could do good, go through the world, even though the older I got, the more the world showed me that wasn't the fucking case. And evil usually came out on top. The asshole usually came out on top. The person that destroyed a country because they couldn't agree with the other person that ran the country. They destroyed hundreds of thousands of lives. That's what happens. Shit like that. And so here comes Joe Rogan. Here comes Joe Rogan with his podcast. Joe Rogan comes out, he smokes weed. Hey, I smoke weed. And he's doing it publicly in a time when it was kind of, illegal. I was like, oh, all right. This is one for the weed smokers. He starts talking about conspiracies, psychedelic things, bringing on cool people that we kind of all like. He's this man. He starts talking about like how we should treat each other better, how we should have conversations, how we, instead of fighting, come sit down and we'll talk it out. We may disagree, but at least we'll understand each other better. He starts doing that. And you go, well, this is a fresh breath. This is exactly what I wanted the whole time. This is what I wanted the whole time. And Joe Rogan keeps getting bigger, and he keeps bringing on more interesting guests, and this idea, like, people are feeling comfortable smoking weed, like, it's the whole thing. And it's like, this is a guy like me, and he's talking about, like, the corruption in the world. We should stop that. We should stop, all of this. And I bought into it. I listened to his podcasts. I read the books he recommended to read. I watched the people that he recommended to watch. And I bought into it. Because in a world that has always just been complete chaos and corruption, for me, I don't know how you feel about it. From a world that has always seemed unfair to me, where justice was never served, to me, that's how it felt. Joe Rogan went against the grain, and maybe all this time of me believing and trying to do good, even though I fucked up, that maybe finally it's breaking through. And maybe Rogan is the first thing that makes this change happen, where people can all live reasonably, safe, without fear, with water, food, shelter. Maybe this is the start of shifting, the narrative. Maybe I'm just a hopeless fucking romantic too, and I shouldn't have believed in that shit to begin with. And it's all, I thought of that too. But no matter, no matter how honest you could be about, sometimes it's the stupid little hope that makes you cling on to it. And so I believed Joe Rogan and bought into him. Then COVID happened. And in the beginning, Joe Rogan was all, get your vaccine, do it the doctors. This is scary. And then you saw the shift. And with the shift came the critics. And with the critics came the infamous CNN video. And I believe it is that CNN video that changed JRE forever. When you're a creator at any level, if you're saying something that people are interested in, you're also going to get people that are not interested in what you have to say, and that will let you know. Joe Rogan he experiences that on a level most people will never know, and he was okay with it. But CNN did something that struck a nerve with him. And it was there that Joe Rogan might have been doing some stuff, changing on the sly. But there you notice Joe Rogan changed. Whether he was already in the corporation's pocket, he did get the Spotify deal. You never know. But Joe Rogan drew a line on the sand there that day. And it's from there that we saw Joe Rogan change into this money printing corporate shill that he is today. And I still listen for the hope that he would change until recently. And this year, I started listening less. I started skipping episodes of people The same old stories started to become more. The rants about COVID seemed to take over the show. It was less about his guests and more about Rogan. And anytime Rogan could point out how someone had done him wrong or made him look yellow or whatever, he took the opportunity. Whenever he could rant about how fucked up this country is and how the liberals are ruining everything, blah, 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 he took the opportunity to do that. And the Rogan I once knew that was open-minded, wanted to solve problems with each other, now was bringing on the same fucking guest that just barked out his fucking feelings, that coddled his feelings. The comedy scene became worse because it seemed more about controlling the narrative of the comedy scene than actually doing good comedy. And everything I thought about Rogan, everything I believed he stood for, this hope that he might be a voice of change, wasn't there. It dissolved right before my eyes, just as all my feelings for hope and truth and good dissolved throughout my 20s. I think the final straw for me is this guy. I was so naive in believing in hope that I didn't see what this guy was. I thought he was just some cute CIA agent, you know, some cutesy little CIA agent tell us a little cutesy CIA story, you know, like write a little cutesy novel, right? Oh, this is all cute. Oh, it's the CIA. It's all cute, right? Why is this guy on every month? That was my question. Why is this guy on all the time? He's fucking boring. His kids' names are just, what the fuck? I don't trust this guy. Why is this guy always, like, we can't be having all these issues that a guy like this needs to come on. And then I start to notice that this guy's coming on based around big political things. He was like one of the first people after the Ukraine thing. He's always the first person after, you know, did he come on after the assassination? Or is this the episode? And then you just start to add up Joe Rogan. You start to put the pieces together. The comedy's not funny. He's gone to the right. He's got a chip on his shoulder and he's looking for revenge at any moment. And then you start to realize that that's not Joe Rogan. Everything's an agenda. Joe Rogan sold out, and this is part of his agenda. This is the mouthpiece for the government to tell you how to fucking think about the situation that they caused yet again, instead of taking care of its fucking people in this motherfucking country. We're sending money out everywhere. But there's people living on the streets here. There's kids living in homes where their daddies beat them. Hoping somebody will kick down the fucking door and take them out of there. But we're worried about everything else in the goddamn world. And it's people like these guys that sell it to you, that make you go, oh yeah, we should be in another war. You know, we've been in war for so goddamn long in this country. The whole world hates us. And we sit here with that, and we have to live in it. Because we don't have the money to ignore everything. We don't have the money to buy our way out or buy our way up into better situations. Oftentimes it's us that have to do the shit that the shit that you won't do. But you know, it's for your country. It's for the good of society. Often we're the ones that have to hurt people for you. We're the ones that have to do your dirty work. And it was this guy. It was this guy where I stopped believing in Joe Rogan. It was when I finally put the pieces together on this guy. And I admit, I'm probably late on the train. But I was living in hope because there ain't no hope in this fucking world. There's no good karma. There's no right. Most of life is fucking unfair. Most of the time, most of your adult life is spent going to some fucking job that you fucking hate. Listen to some fucking asshole talk down to you because he's the boss. Your families are fucked up. And I'm not saying there's not good in the world. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to tell you how a young man like me saw some shit and believed in something, and how an older man now doesn't have a fucking clue. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fucking motivational speaker, and I'm not gonna be a fucking jackass like these guys on the internet that try to sell you some bull fucking shit. If you do this, if you cold plunge, your life will change. If you read this book. No, it fucking doesn't. Because I ain't trying to change. I'm just trying to find some good in this world. The problem ain't with me. Don't try and sell me some shit so I do what you want. The problem ain't with me. The problem's with you fucking guys. And you make us feel bad for who we are. For looking and going, that's not good. That's not good. And you make us feel bad about it. I don't really know what the purpose of life is. But I know it's not man-made. It ain't nothing that's in a book. It ain't nothing that some man on the stage tells you. It ain't something that your country tells you. Because as far as I'm concerned, looking back through history, we just been fucking up and treating each other real bad. The whole goddamn time. And we may be flying in jets and going to Mars, but we still doing the same fucking shit we were doing when we were riding horses and hunting berries. Ain't nothing changed. And in fact, so many of us get caught up in dividing each other in that division, in that tribe, in siding with the beliefs and culture and everything we believe in, that we ain't never thought about treating people better. We only want to be right and the other person be wrong. And if you don't believe that, look at the fucking internet. Look at my comment section. Look at this comment section. The best comment you will ever see to describe Joe Rogan is right here. Joe, I know you don't read the comments, but blink twice if you're forced to bring in this guy once a month. The thing is Joe Rogan is me. Sitting on that high chair in the storage room, watching his masters, the people he sold out for, carve that fucking paddle. Joe Rogan will pay. When you mess with these guys, you always pay. And that is the decision he made. But as far as me, as far as you, how does that decision affect us? I'll tell you how it affected me. I'm going to be real honest about it. And it might have a little bit of emotion. I know we're not supposed to have emotion on the internet because then you can fucking meme me. That's cool, dog. It doesn't even fucking matter. None of this matters. We'll all be gone in 100 years, 50 years, 30 years, tomorrow. Why are we worrying about stupid shit? You could say this too, but this ain't stupid shit. You may have thought it was stupid shit. I may have tried to make you think it was stupid shit. I may have tried to make you think I was fucking stupid. Because we're on the internet and it's entertaining, but this ain't stupid shit. It's men like this, it's men like Joe Rogan that sell out his fans, that oppress people more. Joe Rogan, if you want to know, Joe Rogan, you lied to me. You made me think there was hope. You made me think that you were on my fucking side, the side of the people, the everyday people, the people that smoke weed because they just did 12-hour shift that suck fucking nuts. The people that believed there was something wrong with how we were living and that the powers that be could treat us better. You made me believe that and you fucking lied to me. I supported you. I supported your guests. I supported all of it. And you fucking lied to me. You were lying to me the whole fucking time because that dollar bill, that fucking power, that fame, that comedy club, that little group of little bitches that you keep in line, you sold out for that. You sold us all out for that. And I don't give a fuck if you're a Joe Rogan fan or if you're not a Joe Rogan fan. This guy is the media, the biggest thing in the media. He set the precedent. He fell right fucking in line when he said he was different. When he made us believe, when we rose him to the great heights that he sits at now. We took him there. And he did what every other fucking one of them have done. Sold out. Sold us out. You can make fun of this. It's cool, man. It doesn't matter what you put on the internet. There's somebody that's going to make fun of it. And that's all right, man. Nobody has to take shit as serious as I do. Nobody has to feel the way I feel about this. But I just want to think, maybe you have moments growing up like I did that changed you forever. Maybe you came from a family life where you don't believe in family life. All those great things they say about family, that shit didn't happen. Maybe you had other struggles. But we all know that feeling when we believe in something and it just gets taken away. When it's the only thing we have to believe in, when it's the only hope, when it's the only thing that could just make our life better. I'm not saying that's Joe Rogan, but that's the feeling. And you feel betrayed and you feel hurt and you feel like maybe it was my fault. Maybe I'm messed up. No. If nobody has ever told you this before, you're not messed up. You're not messed up for feeling. You're not messed up for being a human. You're not messed up for being hurt because someone lied to you. It's okay. And I think we need to get back to recognizing that we're humans, that we don't all have to agree. We don't all have to believe, but that's okay. Because it's all those different things that make our world beautiful, that give us great food, that give us technology, that give us entertainment, that give us music, that give us organization in everyday life. It's all those things that make that up. We need that. And maybe instead of fighting each other because we're different, maybe instead of siding for these corrupt powers, maybe we side with each other and we start helping each other because they don't want to help us. They want to sit in their motherfucking kingdoms, look down at us, tell us that we ain't shit, and then ask us for money. Or better yet, demand it. Life is hard. And for some reason, on the internet, in our daily lives, we're pretending that it isn't. We're pretending that there's times in life where we feel so incredibly lonely, we don't even know what the fuck we're doing. There's times in life where we feel so incompetent. The every day, the burden of anxiety makes us think people hate us, makes us think we're bad at our job, makes us feel like, we don't satisfy our goals, our life's dreams. Our friends think we're stupid. Anxiety, we're ridden with all these things and we're pretending that we're not. Our media covers it up. They sit up there in their makeup and their fucking grossness and go, oh, yeah. Oh, it's a great day out here. Well, bombs are being dropped all over the fucking globe. YouTube doesn't even want to talk to me about it. If I mention certain things, I'm starting to realize it. Dude, half of my videos get limited. For what? It's all over our TV. You take pride in dropping bombs. Oh, democracy. I'm just tired of living in a lie. And if there's any way I could live like the rest of my life out just doing something good, that would be cool. Because I just don't feel like there is anything anymore. And if you ask me, well, how do you feel about Joe Rogan? I'd be like, he contributed to making me have no fucking belief in humans. No belief in the future. And you can say, I'm bleak. Yeah, man, I'm not content living in a world where I'm successful and 99% of the people have to suck it every day. Have to go to, why can't we all just be hanging out? How is stuff getting more expensive as technology gets better? Because they're taken from us. They're taken from us. They're taken from us. And they will not stop. They will not stop. And no matter how much they get, they will always want more. And that's what they're going to do. But if that's what they're going to do, why don't we make our own world? Why don't we work together? I don't know. Because we can't stop fighting. Because we can't even agree on what the fucking color of a blue dress is. You know, was it blue? Oh. I don't have much else to say, but maybe you can relate. As much as I could be an asshole, as much as I could get caught in drama, the reality is I wish we can make something better for each other. And this Joe Rogan thing, for me, is a discovery about myself. And why do I keep making the videos? It's not because I'm hurt. What he did, he betrayed me. It's because we have to point this out. These are the people ruining not just comedy, which is evident that he is, but are ruining society. He's creating more monsters. He's creating more people to take advantage of us. He's doing that and he doesn't care. Or maybe he's doing it because he sold out and he's like, you got to come with me now. But these are the people that perpetuate oppression. It all sounds crazy. But maybe you could think about it. And I don't know. I'm just trying to give you my honest feelings without all this glamorized bullshit, without me sitting here going, ho, 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 ho. He's bad at comedy. I'm trying to tell you how I honestly feel. And y'all could fuck that up on the internet. Do what you want. But I'm sad because a man that I thought was going to bring about change sold us down the river like every other man that said, change we can believe in. You know that man sold us down the river too. Change you can believe in. Yeah? I bet. I don't know how to end it. I feel like most people already left. Most people don't want to hear this. And I'm sad. But maybe there is hope. I never want to give up on it, you know? But honestly, I don't think so. So I think we just got to navigate the best we can. And that's the best I come up with.